Theater is like a creativity standpoint for me. You know, I can do whatever I want. I'm not good at art, but I use those colors in different ways. I paint a picture in other people's minds and how they feel.
There was no theater in my life. In fact, if I had come home and said, "Hey Dad, I'm going to be in a play," it would have sounded to him like, "I've decided to start wearing a dress." That pretty much sums up my upbringing as far as theater. But was I always theatrical? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I started theater when I was in 4th grade because I just had so much energy and I would talk so much, and I was after school every day waiting for my parents to pick me up in elementary, so they just signed me up for the after school theater program, and I started off there and I loved it. I loved being on stage, and as selfish as this is gonna sound, I loved performing in front of people and being that center of attention. I mean, that does sound really selfish, but I mean, when you're there and you're in the moment, you feel so in power. I don't know, I loved it. And then I started joining the Pelican Playhouse, and from there I kept on doing theater.
Well, first, of course, I'm always nervous. Second of all, I think, well, I remember my lines. But then once you get out there and you make that connection with the audience, it's just great, you know, because here you are in a room full of strangers and you're all having the same emotional moment. And I think that really brings people close together, and it really, you know, it helps people understand one another better. So I love it.
It helps me a lot with my social skills. Like, that's why I actually took it, because I want to be more open and talk to more people and make more friends. So that's why I took theater, because it helps you get loose and like not care, you know.
I feel the rush, you know, because when I'm in it, you know, I just don't feel like I can stop. I just feel in the moment.
When I go on stage, it's heart pounding. Even if I've been doing it for a long time, but it always gets my blood going. But with the experience I've had, I've learned to channel that energy into the character and into the moment. And that's what I try and tell my actors to do. But it's a growth thing, and then you get better at it as you go.
I came to Miami and I went to see a production of Pinocchio at Dade County Auditorium. And they have a pit that's down on the ground. And so the curtains, you know, we were there, the lights were up, and then the lights went to black. And then the lights came up, and as the lights came up, they lifted the pit, and all of the actors in Pinocchio were frozen in place. And I just thought, well, that is so cool. And then the music started and they began to move, and it was just magical. It's truly magical.
I feel the rush, because you know that when I'm in the character, I'm not Isabella, I'm not myself, I am whoever that character is.
Oh my gosh, my first time on stage, this is embarrassing. Okay, so I played in the first thing I played was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, 5th grade. And I was so excited when the show came. I was so nervous. So nervous. I had like the worst stage fright. So I was in this nice Dorothy costume, and all of a sudden I got so nervous every single show that I peed in it. Every single show I had pee in it. And I was so embarrassed. It smelled like urine. That was my first experience. I'm so blatantly honest when I say that.
Like, I love having the spotlight. I'm sorry. That may sound like a bit conceited or something, but no, I love the spotlight.
Live theater, you're out there with no net. You know, if there's a little mistake, you just sort of wade right through it, you know, and keep going and keep going, and yeah, it's very more emotionally fulfilling because you get immediate feedback from the audience as to what you're affecting them with. They respond, and that affects you, and it's sort of a feedback loop that's extremely exciting and very exhilarating.
That when I was a senior in high school, I played Annie in The Miracle Worker. And I remember every single performance when Helen Keller spoke. It was unbelievable. I mean, I can still get the rush today of how that felt, to feel her learn, to see the audience be totally engaged. Amazing. It's very cool.
Live theater, like, you know, you're sort of in it, like you can't stop, you know, it's like not one of those things, okay, cut. No, it's like, it's live, you're entertaining people, people are feeling it, they're laughing, sometimes you gotta pause, you know, and it just makes you feel happy. Theater to me, like I said, is a form of self-expression, and definitely it's a chance to be
someone different on stage than you are maybe in real life, and it makes you escape into a completely different world than you would in reality. You know, everything's taken away from what's going on in your brain as Sophia, and then you just become in this whole world of Dorothy or Cinderella or Gretel or whoever you are. You know, it takes away from everything and every struggle, and you're just there, just enjoying what you do.
Unlike sports, it's not competitive. Theater, you've got to work together to make the play be as good as it can possibly be. So I like it for its community aspects. I love to watch people who are getting ready to go on stage for the first time come up to me backstage and go, I think I'm gonna throw up. And I go, I know, it's okay. Just breathe, take a deep breath, it's gonna be okay. And they go out there and they do their first scene and they come back and they go, that was great! I love that. That's my favorite thing about doing community theater and having the Pelican Playhouse.
What does theater mean to you?
Theater is my life. And it's one of the purposes that God obviously has put me for, to reach out to others and expose them to this amazing art and let them experience what I've experienced, and it's a sharing, and then they can tell other people and they can share, and that's what the Pelican Playhouse has been about, sharing this great, amazing art of theater.